on the weekend, where you spend the weekend with me on. It's my intro, and welcome back to YouTube long format content. I'm here at Zion National Park, having a sandwich before we start our hike. We haven't eaten yet, so we're getting energy. It's like 70 something degrees and it feels really good. I'm gonna take you guys with me. So we got to Zion around 1:45 p.m. but before that we woke up at 5 a.m., flew to Vegas, drove over 3 hours to get to Zion, lost an hour because of the time difference, and next thing you know what, we are here. During certain times of the year, Zion Canyon Scenic Drive is closed to cars, so you pay for your entrance fee, park at the visitor center, and hop on to the shuttle. This takes you along a few stops, and they'll provide a map that labels where each hike is at what stop. The staff and the shuttle guide is also super helpful. I wanted to see the Emerald Pools, but when I heard the Scout Lookout Trail was near Angel's Landing, I wanted to do that one first. You need a permit to hike Angel's Landing, but we wanted to just get as close to it as possible. Nothing prepared me for how hard the hike was. There was a lot of incline, and your average person will find this hike quite strenuous. I've been complaining the whole way up because I thought it was gonna be chill. I am suffering. I am dying. I think one of the hardest parts was not knowing where it ended or how much further we needed to go, but we finally made it. We took our time to soak it all in, took lots of pictures, admired the view, watched people hike up Angel's Landing, which is this slope with chains attached to it. I was perfectly happy with the view where we were. Maybe one day we'll be brave enough to do it. It took us an hour and a half to get up there. It's taking us a little over just 30 minutes to get back down, and now we still have to do the Emerald Pools hike, which I suspect should be easier compared to the Scouts Trail. What? Oh my god, it's...
You have like a B-roll or whatever background footage.
It's an animal. That looks fake. Coming down the Scout Lookout Trail was much easier. It was cooler and the decline was easy breezy. It made the Emerald Pools hike feel like a walk in the park, though some parts did make my legs burn going up some incline and steps. I wanted to do this hike because I saw footage of people visiting with waterfalls, but when we got to the end, there were only 2 tiny trickles. We said, okay, let's go, and made our way back out to the shuttle, back to the visitor center. We got some souvenirs to remember our time here, and we were ravenous, so we had some snacks at the car. We made it. Yeah, this is the new one. Ah! That was a lot harder than we thought, but we made it. The day is not quite over yet. We still had one more stop to visit. Our route took us through Mount Carmel Tunnel and of course surrounded by picturesque views. Randall had to get out at one point because he was in awe. We made it to the Canyon Overlook Trail during sunset and it was fairly easy. There are moments where you're hiking near the edge of the cliff, but there is fencing and rails to keep you safe. The sun was hiding right behind the cliff, so we made it just in time to capture this magnificent view at dusk. We wanted to head back down before it got too dark because the canyon and the overall park itself can get very dark as there are no streetlights. We have made it inside our Airbnb.
20 minutes.
I know. There's 2 rooms. 1, 2, and then a bathroom, a big kitchen. And then this is our dinner. Girl dinner, some chips, some noodles. I mean, this is real. This is rice and chicken. But yeah, it's been a long day. Well, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Good morning. I have my Hot Pocket to go, and we are getting ready for another day of walking. This morning, we're driving an hour and 15 minutes to Page, Arizona to do the Canyon X Tour. We chose this tour as we heard it's not as busy as the upper and lower canyon tours. I was super stressed about arriving on time and trying to get the time difference correct, but we arrived well before the check-in time and took it easy as we waited for our tour to begin. They don't allow videos during this specific tour, but I have a bunch of photos to show in the next clips. You walk down a steep set of stairs, and once you're between the canyons, it felt quite cool, still, and quiet. Our tour guide did a really good job of taking photos for us. Each tour group had about 12 people, so it didn't feel crowded. Although the canyon tour is quite short in distance since we didn't do a whole lot of walking, you're given ample time to take pictures. It looks empty because the canyon walls and waves make it look like it's easy to hide people. We're actually always trailing behind the group, so we had even more space to ourselves. Total time down in the canyon was about 50 minutes, and it felt so unreal being down there. It was just as pretty as it is in person, as you see in any edited professional photos online. After our tour finished, we grabbed some lunch at a nearby Safeway and had to be on the road to Bryce Canyon. Since it was going to take us 3 hours, plus we lost an hour again going back into Utah. Props to Randall for driving during this trip because I fell asleep so hard after all the hiking. Before starting our Bryce hike, we stopped by the gift shop and of course I got a postcard. I was not ready for what I was about to see at Bryce. The views were magnificent. The touch of snow gave it an even more magical feeling. The way the structures were shaped felt unreal. It looked like I was looking at a fake painting. I really couldn't believe the sight right before me. I learned that the tall rock structures are called hoodoos, quite a funny name but easy to remember. We spent quite a bit of time admiring the view before beginning our hike. We took the Navajo Loop Trail, and as I was going down, I knew it was going to be hard getting back up. I could see so many people huffing and puffing on their way back up, and that was about to be me in a little bit. Doesn't this zigzag path kind of remind you of pork belly or bacon? I don't know, maybe I was just hungry. Anyway, when we finally made it down to the bottom, we took in the sights in all around us, the trees, the snow-dusted rocks. We were blessed by how good the weather was, but it didn't take us long to realize that we liked the view from up top way more, so we slowly made our ascent back to the top. And just like I knew it, getting back up was killer. My legs were not prepared, especially from the Zion hike the day before, and my heart felt like it was going a million miles per minute. Making it back to the top was a nice reward to see the view again. We made it back to the car for some snacks to refuel for our drive back home. We had another girl dinner and called it a night to rest up before our journey home the next day. I'm so happy to have accomplished this and felt so fulfilled to spend the weekend in Utah and Arizona. Maybe next time I'll get used to vlogging in person again. Thanks so much for watching and I hope you guys enjoyed it.